Harvey, we absolutely love your energy. Absolutely. But before you leave the call, remember to make me host again. Otherwise, we're all going to drop off.
Oh, that's right. Make you a host. I have another meeting I have to tend to. Guys, if you're new here today, you can stay on the call, learn something. These leaders are going to teach. Everyone here has a voice. They're going to present. They're going to teach, and they're doing it today. If you're new on the call, stay. See what the team you're going to be a part of. Talk about how you give yourself a vision, how you're going to contribute to this team. Leaders are built. They're not born. And that's why we're here today. All right, guys. So I have to go. I have a big meeting. Chantel, we're gonna rock with you next week. Oh, last thing, Gazelle. I
Yes,
think I'm throwing it out there. Talk about it with Gavin and Tanya. I'd like to do a huddle this Thursday. Okay.
perfect. Oh,
Go with everybody. A little team huddle this Thursday. Just some housekeeping stuff, some catch-up stuff. See if it works. If it does, shoot me a message. All right, guys.
perfect. Will do.
All
Thanks,
right.
Harvey.
Love you
Thanks,
all.
Harvey.
Love
Hey,
you too.
Charles.
Keep
I look
well.
forward to working with you, Charles. I look forward to working with you. Don't disappoint.
Cheers.
Got you.
Bye.
Wonderful, everyone. So, like Harvey said, you are more than welcome to stay. If you heard something that intrigued you, you are more than welcome to sit tight and tune in for our team training. We try our best to always bring something of value to the team, and we all make turns. So tonight, it's my privilege, and I would like to focus on some strategies that we need and skills that we need as network marketers. So I've been, I would say, actively, fully in network marketing for the past 5 years. And over this time, I've seen what works for me. And I love to share that. But also tonight, I'm bringing strategies that are working across the park. And I hope you also just benefit from that. So let me do a screen share. And if I can ask everyone to just mute themselves, because I'm not so agile to do. Let me see. There we go. I think we're going to be fine. All right. So please make notes. And if you're in this team and next time you want to bring something to the table, please, you are more than welcome to. So over the past 5 years, I believe that the most important thing that we can learn is to find your own vibe and see what works for you, because we are all different. And obviously, different people will resonate with us. And that's also cool, because if we were all the same, life would be super boring. And then maybe only a handful of people would actually have success in this. So yeah, we're just going to focus. I just need to open my notes quickly. There we go. So we're going to focus on 10 crucial skills for network marketers. In the first place, building relationships. I cannot stress how important this is. Network marketing is all about relationships. You need to connect authentically with people. You need to build trust, and you need to develop long-term connections. So when we put ourselves out and we're marketing, and we're going to chat on different marketing strategies as well. I mainly do it on social media. Facebook for me has been very, very good, because we've got this big group of people that we just have access to. And if you know how to utilize that right, and I also do social media training every now and again for the team. If you know how to utilize that right, that is like the best funnel you can possibly have. It's like the best fishing pond in the world, but you need to use it right. So when people now reach out to you from those platforms, remember, those people don't know you. They need to get to know you, see if they like you or not, and need to see whether they can trust you. And all of that happens in the building relationships part. So be authentic and real in your connections that you are making. You need to honestly care more for the person than for the sale. And if you can crack through that, I tell you, the no's, the objections won't be hard, because you understand and respect that that person is just not at a place in their lives, whether it be financially, whether it be mentally, whether it be emotionally, with these patches. I mean, it's a lot to think that this little patch can do all of this. So the first few times when people are going to hear it, they're going to be like, okay, I'm sure that's going to work. And then they need to keep on building those relationships, and then they'll see, okay, this person is still going on about this, but this person also has a true interest in me and in my well-being. So most important thing of anything, build true relationships, build trust. You'll see with life, if something happened that hurt you slightly, you pull back. We know that's how we do it in our relationships. How will it be different in our businesses? So we need to take proper care of our relationships. Then, effective communication. This is very important because the way we communicate with people says a lot. So I teach this in social media training as well. If you are very busy, if you are feeling overwhelmed, maybe you've got 10,000 balls in the air, don't answer the person at that stage. Maybe just acknowledge them and say, you know what, I've received your message. I will get back to you as soon as possible. And then you make a note of that. Because the way you communicate with people are very intelligent. We are all very intelligent. We build a certain way of communication with people. And if it changes slightly, you can feel it and you can see, okay, this relationship isn't what it used to be. And in the same way, now maybe you're just busy, you're just occupied. Now that person you're communicating with feels like, okay, something isn't as it usually was. And it's important to communicate well, both online and offline. So during the COVID pandemic situation, and then we moved to Port Elizabeth, and I mainly worked online. Guys, I couldn't speak to people face to face. I can't explain this to you. And I saw how important that is. I only came out of my shell maybe 7 months ago, starting to really engage with people face to face again. But this comes back to the life change that I had with the patches, because I am not overwhelmed with anxiety and ADHD and being sick all the time. So I felt like now I can go out. But then I had to really learn how to communicate with people face to face again. And in the same sense, maybe you're great with communicating with people face to face. You like belly to belly, but you need to teach yourself how to be a good communicator online as well, because we won't always be able to have belly to belly. So in all things in life, to learn new skills is uncomfortable. It's growth. Think of when we grew up and you got those horrible, horrible growing pains. I can still remember it. It felt like your shins are going to burst into pieces. And the same thing happens with this that we're busy with now. You're going to have to teach yourself new skills. You're going to have to stretch yourself and grow in areas that's going to feel uncomfortable. But it's in that uncomfortableness that we grow. Because if you stay comfortable, my friend, you will just stay where you are. Just think of your nice couch in front of the TV. Okay. Let's quickly mute there. Sorry, guys.
Oh, really?
You on the phone?
No, I'm on a Zoom, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, so she had to cancel. And I said, listen to read my message.
Sorry, guys.
Now Michelle just messaged me.
There we go. Beautiful. Okay, let's return. So if we just sit on the couch in front of the TV, that's nice and comfortable. But where will you grow? If you sit there, that's where you're going to stay. And it's the same thing if we pull it through to this. So do the difficult things and grow in the areas that you need growth. And effective communication also includes asking the right questions and actually actively listening to what the other person is saying, because often we hear something and now our mind already spins into, oh yeah, I saw this testimony, I saw that, I can tell them about this. Stop. Listen, receive the information that they are giving you, and be super quiet until you see they are ready for you to speak. And then also, this is a nice skill that I learned in life coaching, is to then revert back and say, okay, so this is what I'm hearing. Is this what you are saying? To make sure that you're actually understanding what that client, that person, that friend in front of you are saying, is saying. And even that will improve the relationships and the the community you have around you, because you're actively listening and not just listening to have an answer. And then also after that, give them a good answer, but don't overwhelm them with information. Then understanding the product. So we're very privileged. We've got these beautiful Zoom calls 5, 6, 7 times a week, which is very easy for us to plug in when we are new. And we can just say, oh, I don't know, but tune in onto the Zoom calls. But a lot of us have been part of this for a few months now. And it is important for you to understand the product. It's important because it gives you good posture. When you speak to others, you are confident about this product because you know the ins and the outs. So you don't have to go into intricate details and once again overwhelm a person with what you know and you understand from the product. But you need to know and understand the product. So when this also happens, you have more trust in the product. And when people come with questions to say, yes, you know what? I read on the internet, because that's so popular. I read on the internet, like Google became intelligent all of a sudden, that you can't use these patches when you are having chemotherapy, or these patches are dangerous. Then in that moment, I won't do that, what I just did, but I just go like, whew, okay, that information is inaccurate because this, and that. And then you state something that's factual. And in Afrikaans, we say, jy hap nie net bubbles nie. So you're not just like a fish and you don't know what to say. You can answer and you can respond with good posture. And it's not to get part of an argument, get into an argument and to convince them, just so that they see, okay, I might be wrong. Because what we also need to know on that topic is a lot of people go to Google. Unfortunately, that's how it works. The third topic when you Google X39 patches is some kind of a brain scientist or a neuroscientist that bashes these patches next level. He says it's a scam, it can't work, wada, wada, wada. You need to know this. This is important for you to know. There will be naysayers everywhere. I'm sure when Mercedes or BMW, I don't know which one came out first, but when the competitor came out, it was like, oh, we have to say some bad things about this. Just now, everyone is going to buy just the Mercedes. And it's the same thing. When people, they can feel like it's a threat or a competition to them, which we know and understand it's not. But also a lot of times, out of ignorance, people will actually not understand it. And then they will say silly things like that because they didn't take the time to understand the product. But you as a brand partner and you being interested in becoming a brand partner should know and understand the product. So there's so many webinars and things that you can just educate yourself better on it. And once again, not to shower the people you are speaking to show them how much you know, just so that you've got good posture and you are certain of what you are saying. Then lead generation. So we need to have fresh eyes on our business all the time. We can't just be fishing in the same fishing pond. If you're just going to fish in the same fishing pond and you're not getting new fishes in there, your organization will die. It will just fade out. That's why it's important to do lead generation. And there are many different ways to do this. Like I said, I use social media. For me, that's great because it's been working for me. But maybe for you, it's something else. Maybe it's for you, you're an active runner. Maybe it's for you to stretch yourself to go and visit other running clubs. I don't know if it works like that. So something like that. Attend more networking meetings. Like with me, I'm also part of BNI, which has helped me a lot with meeting new people. You can attend more social things. You can be more active at your child's school. Anything like that can get you into new circles. But we like things like social media because that helps to streamline your business. And you can just post a few things to your stories or to your statuses, do a video now and again, and that just keeps that funnel coming in because we want to build a consistent pipeline, not pipeline, sorry, I quickly put this together earlier, of prospects. And that's what's important as well. So it's like, think of a borscht machine, sausage machine. You want to keep on having people coming in that can see your product, because out of all those lots and lots of people, not all of them will be interested on the same level. And it's important to note also, it takes 8 to 12 engagements for people to see something, to really have an interest in it, to really set into their minds. So you need to be very visual and active on whichever platform you decide to use. All right, then follow-up strategies. We all know the saying, fortune is in the follow-up. There's a horrible spelling error, but utilize the LifeWave InTouch app. So that is an app that's free of charge to use. And I can promise you, none of us on this call utilizes it enough. On there, you can literally put a reminder for 1 day, 3 days, or 7 days that the app will remind you to follow up. If you are not familiar with the app, please familiarize yourself. This is one of those things that you can just grow in. Before I started working online 4 years ago, listen, I could just use WhatsApp. I only got Facebook 5 years ago. But I had to stretch myself into learning new things. So utilize the LifeWave InTouch app. And while you get the hang of that, please remember to follow up with your people. On WhatsApp Business, there's also a place where you can create labels, and then you can create labels for prospects specifically. And then once every week or second week, you can reach out and say, hi, Natasha, you know what? I was just thinking about you, and scroll back, see what you chatted about. That's why it's important to have communication. You said about your knee injury. I was just wondering, how's that holding up? Are you feeling better? And I saw this testimony and then thought of you. And then go and get a testimony that you can send to her, or just make sure you've got a testimony before you say that. So on our Telegram group, we've got thousands of testimonies. So you can just do things like that to just follow up. We don't always want to just sound like we're just trying to sell something. You need to care, like I said in the first place, for that person enough to really wonder if the knee is better or not. All right, then time management. So we like to, and all around us, we're very bombarded with all these things you can come part of, and you can become part of it, and you'll have so much freedom, and you'll have so much money and all of that. But let's just be realistic. If you're not going to manage your time, you will get sucked into network marketing like you don't want to know. It's happened to me time and time and time again, because we are excited. Yep. Yes, we want to change lives. Yes, we want to sell patches to everyone, and we want to make a success of this business. We've seen Chris and so many people on local soil make such a big success out of this business. So obviously we want it. Obviously, we also want to buy the fortunate cash, obviously. But you need to manage your time so that you are actually busy, very important, with income generating activities. If you have your phone in your hand and it's not to ask your mom or your dad or your loved one how they are, then you are probably on your phone to try and market your business. So make sure that what you are spending your time on is an income generating activity. And on this, it's important to know and understand where it comes in to serve others, and where it comes in to serve others while also building your own organization. If we are so busy, but we're not productive, we are missing the plot. Okay, so don't be busy. Be productive in all your business that you do, and set a time schedule and say, you know what, I will work till this time, then I will step away from that, because a lot of people on this are doing it as a sideline. But guys, we can't be teaching about health and wellness and living your best life, but you are burning yourself out because you can't apply proper time management. And I'm preaching to myself, because I'm sharing what I've experienced, and I'm sharing what I know is it needs attention. So when you do this business, do it wise. Spend your time well. Time is the one thing that we don't know the balance that we've got left. And in this business that we are in, we've got a beautiful opportunity to help other people live their best lives. But we should also be living our best life while we are doing it. All right, so then mindset and resilience. So there will be many setbacks and objections. We've had that call a few weeks ago on objections specifically. But if you keep your mind in the right gear, you will move in the direction that you need to go. So in that, I'm a very practical person. Literally think of your gearbox. So if you're in first gear, you accelerate fast, but only to a point. Then you need to change gears. So identify where you are in your business as well. And with which clients, in which gear are you? So sometimes it's necessary to hit reverse and get out. Turn, take a new route. So just get your mind into the right gear. I want to also, on this, really stress that we should identify distractions. And it's something Martisha and I spoke about last week or the week before that. The same thing with time management. You can spend a lot of time in your mind on things that are just distracting you from your goals. So keep your mind in the right gear. Know what you are working for. Know why you are doing this. Like we always teach, you need to have a proper why, because that will be the driving force that will push you going forward, even if you have setbacks, even if you have objections. And this also comes back to really just serving other people. When you really love and care for a person, when they tell you no, it hurts different. I understand. But you don't feel it as you got let down. You feel it like, oh, you know what? This person's life can really be better. But then move on. There are a lot of people out there who need this, who want this. We just need to discover them and find those people. So don't idle in the same gear all the time because you're busy with this, and then you're missing all these beautiful opportunities. So have a mindset of resilience. Keep a positive mindset and speak life over your business. At the end of the day, you can believe what you like. I believe the word teaches us that our speech has power. God spoke, and that created the universe. We are made in his image. Our words, Proverbs also teaches us, the power of life and death is in our tongue. Pray for your business and speak positivity over your business. If someone tells you, you know what, sure, this is expensive, you can say, cool, I respect it that you feel that way. For me, this is an investment. It's not expensive. I want to make sure that my health span matches my lifespan. You're going to hear me teaching on that a lot. So duplication. All right. So that is 100% one of the most important things in network marketing. We need to teach people in our teams to do what we are doing. We can't. I love what Chris says. We had a beautiful conversation 8 weeks ago. He said, I can't wipe people's noses and wipe their bums. The kindergarten is closed now. So this is the thing we need to understand. When people start, we can help them. But you need to help them in a manner that's actually lifting them up and raising them up as leaders from the beginning. Because from the beginning, when you join, yes, you're uncertain. You're like, oh, what am I supposed to do? But you learn. And from the beginning, to teach your people in your organization, to teach yourself to do this with the mind frame of having 20, 30, 40,000 people in your organization, because that's where it's going to be. Look at Chris, 14, 15,000 people in his organization, 2.5 years in. Maybe it's more even now because we're growing so rapidly. But there are billions of people across the globe. We are available in 87 countries. You can build this so well. So just do it well from day one. If you have a question, go and find it in the toolbox. If you don't have the toolbox and you're assigned our brand partner, ask that we send you the toolbox, because we do share it on the groups, but unfortunately we can't keep on sharing it. Then we can share it to you personally. Every question you can think of is in the toolbox. Teach yourself how to go and find the answers there. I'm not saying don't ask us. I'm just saying educate yourself from the beginning, because we've got beautiful things in place to make the art of duplication so much easier. So teach your team to replicate the success that you have and to tap into the systems that are already in place. We've got these beautiful Zoom calls lined up. We've got the website that Javi referred to earlier. This is a team.com. On there, there's onboarding, there's all kinds of things that we don't even utilize because our team is run so well. And thanks to input from Javi and them as well for taking hands with our team and to see how they can help us all grow. All right. And then marketing strategies. There are so many different ones. You can do content marketing, social media, or traditional methods. You need to learn what your crowd and the people around you resonates with, because your vibe will attract your tribe. So I always say this, we need to see, I can't be Jenny and Jenny can't be me, but we can all learn from each other. But as you learn from others, it's important to still see what is accurate for you and what's authentic for you. So find marketing strategies that's a bit different. Try to stand out from the rest. And this is important for me as well, because we are part of a big organization. But you know what? To each and every person on this call, I want you to be unique in the way you market. I want people to say, you know what? I refuse. I'll only buy from Matisha. I just love the way she does all of her things. Simple things like that. So just find a marketing strategy that works for you and go with that. And remember, it doesn't have to just be one thing, and it doesn't have to just be that forever. You develop, we learn new things. And remember to just be true to who you are, then it's easy to keep it up. All right, and then personal development is the final skill and important thing that I would like to touch on. We should never think that we've arrived. We should never think that now I'm okay. Like with me coming from my previous company, you know what, I've done this now for 3 years. Never. Always learn. Attend trainings like these, read books, and do that 40-day development that Chris is busy with now. Make the time to improve yourself. As humans, we get so frustrated if we don't grow. And the thing is, we stop growing height-wise. Sometimes we still grow sidewise, but we need to grow emotionally, and we need to grow in a way that stimulates us. Otherwise, life just becomes boring. So learn new skills and just become the absolute best version of yourself. Every day that you wake up, you've got a beautiful opportunity, a blank page that you can be the best you. So forget what happened in the past. Maybe you've been in network marketing networks before. Maybe it wasn't as successful. Maybe it was great. But forget all that needs to be in the past. Build on what was good and work on you incorporated. Like Javi also taught us. You need to work on you first, then you can work on the people around you. So now I'm going to stop screen share and unpack a little bit. If anyone has any questions or want to contribute, please feel free to do so. And also, if you've learned something that's beneficial, you can also say that.
I want to say something. I was always very, very nervous to do online anything. I mean, I don't do presentations. I don't do all this. So this was the first for me. But I did my live testimonial on Facebook. A lot of you might have seen it. But I'll tell you something. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. But it brought me 6,500 views, which in itself, if you think how many people have viewed it, it's got the attention of people. And I thought, even if I don't like my face and I look fat and I have funny lip liner on, who cares? It actually worked. And I got so many people that were interested in it from the testimonial. So whatever you put out there, you might think that they're not listening and they're not reading what you're saying, but they really are, because later on down the line, you might find they like give you a little comment and say, yeah, I read about this. So you know that even though they didn't comment then, they did actually see it. You know, I mean, you haven't got all the time to go and see who all read your posts. But I just wanted to say that you've sometimes just got to push yourself out of your comfort zone. And if people ask you if you're ready, you just say, well, I'm going to do it, and then I'll be ready. Yeah.
I love that. And yet that's really such a good testimony from your side, Jen, because I still remember you said you don't feel like doing this live, and it's brought in, your funnel is full now. It's beautiful. It got you all those leads from one single live. And I also like to say, he who said yeah, no stands for next opportunity. I absolutely love that. So remember that. No stands for next opportunity.
Yeah, and another thing I wanted to say, you know, everyone has problems until you have a health problem, and it's your only problem. So, you know, when you've got a health problem, it doesn't matter how much money you've got. If you've got cancer or if you've got things, it doesn't matter. It's not going to cure you, the money, you know. I mean, you can do it up until a point, but you really got to take care of yourself. And another thing with retiring, I mean, you know, we're all young. Well, me not so much, but you guys are all young. And when you think about retiring, when you retire, it's a big thing for me because you've got to look at your medical aid. A lot of the companies that you work for, all of a sudden when you retire now, you don't get their half portion. So you've got to build that into your retirement plan. But just think about if you actually start patching at a young age and you protect all your cells and you're more healthy, you might not need those doctors so much then, and you might not need all the medical aid because you're actually going to be healthy at that.
Yeah, you're in a good state.
I mean, at his age 60, his cardiovascular body is age 35, and I mean that's because he's been patching. So there's a lot of good to think about when you think about these patches. It's not just for the people that are sick; it's to actually keep you from getting sick.
Yes, my man break je kamer af. No, I agree with that. And you know what? I listened to a doctor. No, I don't know if he's a doctor on Saturday. It was beautiful. I'll share it on the group if you want. And he was just speaking about how we actually putting the wrong things in our body and we just conditioned wrong and all of that. But you know what? He said something that hit me, I can't tell you, with a fist. He said, the problem is that your health span doesn't last as long as your lifespan. And I can't stop thinking about that since Saturday. And this is what we see is happening because people are not taking care of their bodies because they're misled, to be honest. And we don't really realize the importance of what we put in. So now we see people have a health span of, say, 60, but you've got a lifespan of 70. So that last 10 years of your life, you live in pure agony and hell because your health is out. It's finished. And now we have an opportunity with these patches to help ourselves and others have health again so that our health span can match up with our lifespan. Because we see it, younger and younger people, they get diagnosed with something serious. And obviously we don't make medical claims, but we've got all the testimonies to show what these patches are doing. Now they get diagnosed, they need to go on to specific treatments, and their bodies just go through hammering until they actually leave this earth. So,
yeah, that's true. And also a lot of the medications and things, because they are so synthetic, they cause extra issues, either gut or otherwise, which are sometimes even worse than what you started taking the meds for in the first place.
100%. And that just gives you more labels, more diagnosis, more tablets. So it's just like this bad cycle. But now we have what Mel's photo shows it very well on this. We've got the solution. So if you don't have any other questions, I see it's already 8 o'clock and lots of us are mommies and want to get to bed. But I hope it was beneficial to each of you. I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. It was really lovely.
Dankie, Gazelle.
See, Sunette, Patch Power. You're all welcome. Thanks for being on the call and thank you for investing time in improving yourself. That's at the end of the day, we are here to see how we can be better to serve other people better.
Thank you, Gazelle.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, bye, Yella. Sleep